2021 is the year that our constitution turned a quarter of a century, which provides us with a good opportunity to reflect on the relevance of the constitution and its efficiency, especially in its efficiency in transforming our country into a country that is improving the quality of life of everyone living in it, whilst at the same time freeing their potential. It is unfortunate that that year became the year that we experienced the July unrest. But immediately before it, the country was abuzz with discussions about the respect of the Constitution, how individuals should act in relation to the Constitution, in relation to its statutes. During all of that time, we were focused on one task and one task alone, the task of ensuring that as many people as possible enjoy the rights that are guaranteed in our Constitution. Our staff wanted to make sure that it was not just the wealthy, those who are in formal employment, those who are citizens, those who are recognized, who enjoy these rights. Our staff were fixated in making sure that even if you live in an informal settlement, you had access to basic services. Even if you are informally employed as an informal trader, that you are enabled to make a living for your family. Our staff were fixated in making sure that the Constitution gains value, that the Constitution starts to have a real life impact in the lives of ordinary people resident in South Africa. I would like to highlight two pieces of work that we did during this year. Firstly, we supported the agency of domestic workers by producing a guide for people who employ them. This guide was initially proposed by domestic workers who explained that while they may be aware of their rights, it is hard to enforce those rights if their employers are not aware of them and if their employers don't know how to manage the employment relationship. We did not just produce the guide, but we went on to disseminate it using different platforms of media and engaging people who were interested in ensuring that the domestic work sector is appropriately recognized as a sector of the South African economy, people who were interested in ensuring that domestic workers have full enjoyment of the labor rights that other workers enjoy. In the case of Tubakale, we represent 133 households who have waited for more than 2 decades for their houses. Beyond the 2-decade wait, they've waited for over 2 years for compliance with a court order. We brought this case believing that within all the tools available to this community, it was important that the state is motivated to fulfill socio-economic rights as quickly as possible. We also believe that where the state has failed to meet the socio-economic needs of communities, there has to be consequences for that failure. Consequences that motivate the state to once more consider the Constitution as their main guiding principle, to consider the Constitution as their roadmap from the South Africa that we live in now, which is the most unequal society in the world, to a South Africa where everyone will have access to basic necessities. We believe that constitutional damages give us that tool. We understand that there are many demands on the public purse, but we also know that if we are to become the society envisioned by our Constitution, more needs to be done to convince the state to act appropriately. And while that community lost the case, we celebrate the expansion of the jurisprudence around constitutional damages. We celebrate the fact that the majority of the court saw that it was possible that constitutional damages could be awarded in cases where the state has failed to meet socio-economic rights obligations. We also celebrate that the community and the 133 residents who litigated the case could come to the highest court in the land and place their discontent without being stifled. Our resolve is strengthened to continue working alongside our partners, like Abahlali baseMjondolo, who have faced an onslaught of violence from hitmen, from the police in the last period, whilst at the same time making new partners as we fight the ugly scourge of xenophobia that has taken grip of our country. To those who have funded us, to those who have collaborated by providing their skills, their expertise, their time to support our work, we celebrate you and we are grateful for that support. Lastly, I would like to acknowledge the many activists, movements, community-based organizations, unions that are fighting every day to claim their rights, that are fighting every day to ensure that they live a dignified life in this country. It is because of them that we commit to providing the best legal, research, and advocacy expertise in this country.